Let me tell you something that most people discover too late in life. There comes a moment when you realize that nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to wake up every morning and fight your battles for you. Nobody is going to build your discipline for you. Nobody is going to carry your dreams on their shoulders and walk the road that only you were born to walk. And that moment, that painful, uncomfortable moment, is the beginning of your transformation. Because the greatest growth in life does not happen when everyone is cheering for you. It does not happen when the road is easy. It does not happen when people understand your vision. The greatest growth happens in silence. It happens when you are alone with your thoughts. When you have doubts, but still move forward. When you have no applause, no recognition, no guarantee of success, but you continue because something inside you says, I was created for more. Walk alone. Build yourself. Because the person who learns to stand alone becomes the person who cannot be easily broken. Think about this for a moment. A tree does not become strong because it grows in a comfortable environment. A tree becomes strong because it faces storms. It faces harsh winds. It faces seasons where nobody protects it. But every storm forces its roots deeper into the ground. And human beings are the same. The challenges you face are not just obstacles. They are opportunities to build roots. The lonely nights, the failures, the disappointments, the moments when people leave, the moments when nobody believes in you. These are the moments that shape the person you are becoming. I learned something years ago. Your life changes when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Because every difficulty carries a lesson. Every struggle carries a message. Every painful experience has the potential to become a powerful foundation. But most people never discover their strength because they run away from discomfort. They run toward comfort. They run toward approval. They run toward the easy path. And then they wonder why they never become extraordinary. Here's what most people don't understand. Comfort is one of the greatest enemies of growth. Comfort whispers, stay where you are. Comfort says, you are fine. You don't need to change. Comfort tells you, wait until tomorrow. And tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And one day you look back and realize you spent years protecting yourself from the very challenges that could have built you. The person you want to become is waiting on the other side of your discipline. Not your motivation, not your temporary excitement, your discipline. Because motivation comes and goes. Some mornings you will wake up inspired. Some mornings you will wake up tired. Some mornings you will question everything. But discipline says, I made a commitment and I will honor it. Discipline is keeping promises to yourself. And every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build confidence. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken trust in your own ability. Your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship you will ever have. Because you can have money and still feel empty. You can have followers and still feel alone. You can have success in the eyes of the world and still know deep inside that you abandoned yourself along the way. The first person you have to become loyal to is yourself, your future self, the person you are creating every single day. Imagine meeting yourself 5 years from now. Imagine standing face to face with the person you could become. What would that person say to you? Would they thank you for the sacrifices you made? Would they thank you for waking up when you did not feel like waking up? Would they thank you for learning, improving, and refusing to quit? Or would they ask you why you wasted your potential? That question is powerful because every decision you make today is a conversation with your future. The habits you create today become the life you experience tomorrow. People think success happens in one dramatic moment. They think one opportunity changes everything. One phone call, one lucky break, one perfect moment. But success rarely works that way. Success is usually invisible. It is built in small moments nobody sees. It is the extra hour of learning when nobody is watching. It is the workout you complete when nobody is encouraging you. It is the money you save when nobody knows. It is the decision to improve yourself when everyone else is distracted. Small choices create big results. That is the power of the compound effect. A 1-degree change in direction may not look impressive today, but after years, it creates an entirely different destination. A person who improves 1% every day becomes unrecognizable over time. Not because of one massive action, because of thousands of small actions repeated consistently. Let me tell you about something important. Your life is not changed by what you do once in a while. Your life is changed by what you do consistently. Your routine is your future in disguise. Look at your daily habits, and you will see the direction of your life. Your habits are votes. Every morning you vote for the person you are becoming. Every choice is a vote. Every action is a vote. Every sacrifice is a vote. And eventually, those votes create your identity. You do not become disciplined by waiting until you feel disciplined. You become disciplined by practicing discipline. You do not become confident by waiting until you feel confident. You become confident by doing difficult things and proving to yourself that you can handle them. Confidence is not something you find. Confidence is something you build. And the foundation of confidence is evidence. Evidence that you can trust yourself. Evidence that you can overcome challenges. Evidence that you can keep moving when life becomes difficult. Many people are searching for confidence, but they avoid the very situations that create it. They want the reward without the process. They want strength without struggle. They want success without sacrifice. But life does not work that way. The person who wants the mountain must accept the climb. The person who wants greatness must accept the responsibility that comes with greatness. Because becoming better is not always comfortable. Growth demands that you leave behind old versions of yourself. Sometimes the hardest person you have to say goodbye to is the person you used to be. The person who made excuses. The person who blamed circumstances. The person who waited for permission. The person who needed everyone's approval before taking action. You have to be willing to outgrow yourself because your old identity cannot create your new reality. A seed must break open before it becomes a tree. A butterfly must leave the safety of the cocoon before it can fly. And sometimes your transformation requires breaking away from the comfort of who you have been. This is why walking alone is powerful. Not because you hate people. Not because you reject the world, but because there are seasons in life where you need quiet. You need space to think. You need time to rebuild. You need moments where you stop listening to everyone else and finally hear your own voice. The world is full of noise. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has advice. Everyone has something to say about what you should do. But very few people are willing to walk your journey. Very few people understand your vision. Very few people feel the fire inside your heart. So you must learn to trust your own commitment. There was a time when many successful people were misunderstood. People laughed at their dreams. People questioned their choices. People told them they were wasting their time, but they continued. Not because they had proof, because they had belief. They understood something important. The world often sees the result before it respects the process. People celebrate the person standing on the stage, but they do not see the years spent practicing in silence. They see the success, but they do not see the sacrifice. They see the victory, but they do not see the battles. Every successful person has a hidden story, a story of rejection, a story of failure, a story of moments when quitting seemed easier. But they made a decision that changed everything. They decided that temporary pain was better than permanent regret. Think about this for a moment. Pain is temporary. Regret can last a lifetime. The pain of discipline hurts today. The pain of sacrifice hurts today. The pain of saying no to distractions hurts today. But imagine the pain of looking back years from now and realizing you never tried. Imagine knowing you had potential but never developed it. Imagine knowing you had dreams but never chased them. That pain is heavier because failure teaches you, but regret haunts you. Failure says you attempted. Regret says you never gave yourself a chance. So choose your pain wisely. Choose the pain that builds you. Choose the pain that strengthens you. Choose the pain that creates a better version of yourself, because life will always have pain. The question is not whether you will experience pain. The question is whether your pain will have purpose. Will your pain break you, or will your pain build you? Will your struggles become excuses, or will they become fuel? The difference is your mindset. Two people can experience the same difficulty and create completely different futures. One person sees a wall. Another person sees a challenge. One person says, why me? Another person says, what can I learn from this? The event is not always what controls your life. Your interpretation of the event controls your life. Your mindset creates your meaning, and your meaning creates your actions. A person with the right mindset can walk through storms and still carry hope. A person with the wrong mindset can stand in sunshine and still see darkness. You must train your mind, because an untrained mind will always choose comfort. An untrained mind will always search for excuses. An untrained mind will always run from difficulty, but a trained mind understands that difficulty is where power is created. Your mind is like a muscle. Whatever you exercise becomes stronger. If you practice fear, fear becomes stronger. If you practice doubt, doubt becomes stronger. If you practice courage, courage becomes stronger. If you practice discipline, discipline becomes stronger. Every day you are training something. The question is, what are you training? Are you training yourself to quit? Or are you training yourself to continue? Are you training yourself to complain? Or are you training yourself to create solutions? Are you training yourself to depend on others? Or are you training yourself to become capable? Because one of the greatest freedoms in life is becoming someone you can depend on. Someone who does not collapse when things become difficult. Someone who does not need constant validation. Someone who can stand in the middle of uncertainty and say, I will figure this out. That person is built. That person is created through challenges. That person is created through countless moments of choosing growth over comfort. And every morning, when you decide to become stronger than you were yesterday, every time you choose learning instead of distraction, every time you choose discipline instead of excuses, you are quietly building the person who will one day look back and realize that the lonely road was never punishment. Was preparation, it was preparation. Because the lonely road does something that comfort never can. It introduces you to yourself. And that is one of the greatest discoveries a human being can make. To truly know yourself. To understand what you are capable of. To discover the strength that was hidden beneath years of excuses, fear, and hesitation. Because many people spend their entire lives surrounded by people, surrounded by noise, surrounded by distractions. But they never truly meet themselves. They never sit quietly enough to ask the deepest questions. Who am I becoming? What am I building? What am I willing to sacrifice? What kind of person do I want to be when nobody is watching? And those questions are powerful because your answers determine your direction. Your life does not accidentally become extraordinary. Extraordinary lives are built by ordinary people who make extraordinary decisions repeatedly. A person does not wake up one morning and suddenly become disciplined. A person becomes disciplined one decision at a time, one morning at a time, one promise at a time, one difficult choice at a time. The person you admire today was once someone who had to fight the same battles you are fighting. They had moments of weakness. They had moments of fear. They had moments where they wanted to stop. But they developed something that changed everything. They developed the ability to continue. And continuation is a superpower because most people do not fail because they lack talent. Most people fail because they stop too soon. They quit during the chapter where the story was about to change. Think about a farmer. A farmer does not plant a seed today and dig it up tomorrow because he does not see a tree. He understands something about nature. Growth takes time. There is a season for planting. There is a season for watering. There is a season where nothing appears to be happening above the ground, but beneath the surface, something is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is developing. Preparation is taking place. Your life works the same way. There are seasons where you feel like nothing is changing. You are working, you are learning, you are improving, but you cannot see the results yet. And this is where most people make their biggest mistake. They confuse invisible progress with no progress. They say, nothing is happening, but something is happening. You are becoming, you are developing. You are building the foundation. The problem is that people love the harvest, but they hate the planting season. They want the success story, but they do not want the silent years. They want the victory, but they do not want the preparation. They want the confidence, but they do not want the uncomfortable experiences that create confidence. But there is no shortcut around becoming. You cannot pretend your way into greatness. You cannot fake discipline. You cannot borrow someone else's mindset. You have to build it yourself. And that is why the journey is personal. Nobody can lift weights for you and give you strength. Nobody can study for you and give you knowledge. Nobody can practice for you and give you mastery. Someone can inspire you. Someone can guide you. Someone can teach you, but nobody can become you. That responsibility belongs to you. And that responsibility is not a burden. It is a gift. Because if your future depends on your actions, then you have power. You have influence over the direction of your life. You are not just watching your life happen. You are participating in creating it. Let me tell you something. The moment you accept complete responsibility for yourself is the moment your life begins to change. Because responsibility gives you control. Blaming gives your power away. When you blame your past, you give your past control over your future. When you blame other people, you allow other people to decide your emotional state. When you blame circumstances, you convince yourself that you are powerless. But the person who says, my life is my responsibility, becomes dangerous in the best possible way because now they are no longer waiting. They are building. They are learning. They are adapting. They are becoming. A person with responsibility does not ask, who can save me? They ask, what can I do? What skill can I develop? What habit can I improve? What weakness can I overcome? What action can I take today? That question separates creators from victims. And understand this. Taking responsibility does not mean life will suddenly become easy. Storms will still come. Challenges will still appear. People will still disappoint you. Plans will still fail. But something changes inside you. You become stronger than the circumstances around you. You stop being controlled by every situation. You become the person who controls your response. And your response determines your future. Two people can lose the same opportunity. One person says, my life is over. Another person says, this is forcing me to create a better opportunity. Two people can experience rejection. One person breaks. Another person builds. The difference is not always the situation. The difference is the meaning they attach to the situation. A powerful mind does not waste pain. A powerful mind transforms pain into wisdom. Every rejection becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes information. Every mistake becomes a teacher. Every struggle becomes training. you begin to understand that life is not happening against you. Life is happening through you. It is shaping you. It is challenging you. It is preparing you for responsibilities you cannot carry with your current level of character. Because success is not just about getting more. Success is about becoming more disciplined, more patient, more focused, more courageous, more valuable. Many people chase success, but avoid personal growth. They want a bigger life with the same mindset. They want different results with the same habits. They want a better future while protecting their old identity. But the future requires a different version of you. The person who achieves your dream life cannot be the same person who created your current limitations. You have to upgrade yourself, your thinking, your standards, your habits, your environment, your daily actions, because your life is a reflection of what you repeatedly do. Look at your calendar, look at your routine, look at where your energy goes. That is where your future is being created. Not in your wishes, not in your intentions, in your actions. A person can have